Welcome back to Power Talks. We are in conversation with His Excellency Dr. Silkant Sharma, the Secretary General of SAARC. Your Excellency, what does Afghanistan's inclusion in the SAARC region mean to both the SAARC and Afghanistan?
Afghanistan's joining SAARC fulfills a long-standing gap in SAARC, and the aspirations of the South Asian region vis-à-vis Afghanistan, they go back to the past 30-40 years. When we were in school, there was a famous film Kabuliwala, and the Afghan in all over South Asia was the venerable, respected man. And that Kabuliwala, people, the whole story brings tears in your eyes. We want that Afghanistan to be back, and we want whole of South Asia to work with Afghanistan to have mutual enrichment, to have trade and transit, and to have peaceful cooperation. So I think this is one of the very long-standing and very promising steps that we have taken in SAARC.
How do you view the advisory role of SAARC's 8 observers, especially in terms of economic cooperations?
Well, the observers, they started joining SAARC in recent years, and it is the reflection of global interest and very benign and very benevolent interest on the part of major powers of the world to impel SAARC towards its charter objectives. SAARC is very open to cooperate with observers. Member countries of SAARC have had a long history of cooperation with these observer countries. The idea is now to integrate that cooperation under the SAARC umbrella and to see how much can be done. In addition, the international organizations and agencies also have had last 30 years of history of cooperation with SAARC. So both the observer states and associations of states as well as international organizations, with them SAARC has a very good agenda to work, and we are going to work slowly, but we definitely have many plans to work in that direction.
Like European Union introduced a common currency euro, does SAARC have a plan to introduce a common currency for the entire South Asian nations?
Yes, the SAARC vision for a SAARC economic union, it encompasses the step about common currency, but that step comes towards the final stages. Before we come to that goal, we need to have first a free trade agreement fully functional. We need to have a free trade agreement which includes services. We need to remove the non-tariff and tariff barriers. We need to have harmonization of standards. We need to have customs harmonization. We need to have a common customs union. Then from there we move to a kind of a common market. Only then can we move to a common currency. As you know, in European Union, even today, all 27 countries do not have the same currency. They also have had a graduated plan to move forward. And UK, for instance, remains outside the Eurozone. And the later entrants to the European Union have also been given a number of requirements to fulfill before they can join the Eurozone. So when the world's most prosperous countries, they also take their time, SAARC will also need to be given sufficient time to work in that direction.
South Asia, unfortunately, is also the home for world's largest poor population. What are the initiatives taken by SAARC to uplift the economic standards of common people and work on poverty reduction as well?
Poverty alleviation is the overarching goal of SAARC, and it is now 15 summits that have consistently endorsed that goal. But for 1.5 billion people, when you talk about lifting them out of poverty, naturally the doers will have to be member states, their governments, and even their own governments, as you follow the newspapers, they also deal with a whole range of actors in each country. So poverty alleviation and dealing with the problem of the masses, actually that is the core, that's the be all and the end all of SAARC. If SAARC cannot do something for them through the combined efforts of all our governments and member states and people, then we will not be coming true to the expectations from us, from our people.
A sound and effective economic cooperations between the SAARC nations can be solution to many of the problems that our countries face. But we don't have a proper communication, airline connections, cargo services, and open trade environment. How long will it take SAARC to bridge that gap?
It is difficult to put a date on these goals, but what I can really say with definite conviction is that a definitive movement in that direction is already underway, and it will not be long before we can progress substantially in that direction. So bringing the people together and getting partnerships at the level of people through connectivity in various dimensions, including education and culture and sports and activities which also take place outside the formal mechanisms of SAARC. You also have the impact of 15 SAARC summits, very large number of ministerial meetings has been in terms of a lot of social organizations which have come in, which are outside the formal domain of SAARC Secretariat, but they are working in that direction. We have SAARC food festivals, we have had a SAARC band festival in Colombo and in Delhi. So youth festivals are taking place, film festivals. So all this will bring together SAARC and remove the strangeness which has crept into the region which was united for centuries together. I can only say, coming from India, we've grown up with Mahatma Gandhi's talisman. In his last years he had said that one talisman for you to whatever you do is just think whatever your action are, what impact they will have on the poorest person in your society, whether it improves his lot or not. I think that is a very, very good talisman for us to work also. Whatever we work in SAARC, we should be, it should be in the forefront that the impact of our actions should improve their lot.
Let us hope that SAARC is successful in its endeavors and is able to make South Asia one of the richest or one of the prosperous nations in the world. With this hope, I wish you good luck and goodbye. See you next week, the same time. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with us. And we have